Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Dangerous Misinformation. Appreciate you tuning in. Stick around today as we will be touching on pressing topics such as dodging the draft, a crazy local crime spree, Islamophobia, and much more fun for the entire family. This is Dangerous Misinformation. Yes. Hola. This is Dangerous Misinformation. Thank you for being here. My name is Rodney Smith, and you are tuned in to the that's a great way to start. You are tuned in to the number one source for dangerous misinformation on the whole entire World Wide Web. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Welcoming you. If this is your first time tuning in, greetings. If you're back for more, appreciate you more than I could ever tell you. I feel like I tell you guys way too much that I appreciate you. Once in a while, I should throw in just a, hey, screw you guys. Fuck all y'all for not sharing this podcast. So let's do that. I don't appreciate any of you. Fuck all of you for being here. There should be way better things to be doing with your time right now. Leave a rating, leave a review, leave a nice or mean comment. I don't care what it is. I will read them all and take them all to heart and just be happy that you are here with. All right, let's dive into it. I don't have too much fluff today. Besides, go buy my book on Amazon. Book sales are starting to slow down, and that makes me a sad panda. So go buy my book and tell somebody about the podcast. Carry your weight. Don't be a fucking freeload liberal, all right? Don't be that guy. Anyways, let's jump into it. Speaking of being a freeload liberal, I'm not fighting, dog. I'm not getting drafted. I will run to either Canada or Mexico. Either way, I'm fleeing. You think I'm going to go fight a rich man's war for butthole Biden? Never, dude. Never. I'm never fighting the war for butthole Biden or camel toe. I'm not going to go kill some guy or get shot at or get killed myself because these lizard people can't get along. No, dude, we're done. I'm not doing it. And then I see the counter arguments, right? This one guy was saying, well, what if your buddy goes and I need to go and protect him? If it gets to the point where we feel morally obliged because they're going to like imprison your family members, like this is fucking North Korea or something like that, if you don't want to go fight some bullshit holy war, which does not concern us at all, then it's time to join the ops. If the U.S. government comes out and says, hey, you need to go fight Hamas or we're going to throw your mother in prison, I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe these Hamas people have a good point. Maybe these people are on to something about this fucking government that I'm supposed to be serving. And like, I'm not loyal to my government. They're like, oh, well, what can you do for your government? Fuck my government, dude. I don't want a government. Just because that's a thing, just because somebody thought one day, okay, we need to put somebody in control. No, dude, fuck that. I understand that somebody has to be in control, but I am loyal. I'm not loyal to the U.S. government. I am loyal to the principles that this country was founded on. I'm loyal to the freedom, the ideas that make this place what it is. And I'm very proud of that. I'm proud to be a citizen and all those things. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about the people in government. I don't care about the humans actually sitting there. It's not like they matter anymore. The people in the dark suits, the lizard people, the BlackRock, they're the ones pulling the strings. All these politicians are bought. That's why they came after Trump so hard. And anybody that doesn't, I saw this Netflix ad yesterday. It was some sort of documentary, and they're talking about how conservatives are trying to ruin free speech because a lot of these guys are coming out and putting out lawsuits against the media outlets for slandering people, basically. So the left is always talking about, oh, misinformation, dangerous misinformation, blah, 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 blah. And then they accuse the right of wanting to impede on free speech because people like Trump and stuff are suing these news networks for lying and being biased. And anybody with the brain picks up on it. And that's what's so funny where, once you cut through the bullshit, once you see through the bullshit and you see something like that, because you got to think who's watching Netflix. Netflix is for fucking idiots. I mean, I'm an idiot, so I'll watch some Netflix, but for the most part, entertainment, right? Like who watches entertainment? Just like average normie mouth breathing people. Smart people are working and hanging out with their families and reading books. People that sit around and watch TV all day and shit like that, they're trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator of moron. And so they get on there and then they tell them, oh, these people are bad, blah, blah, blah. So ironically, the tube, which can completely sway people's opinions and which will say, no, we're not going to put certain opinions on here, is saying that those same people that they're trying to silence are trying to ruin free speech. It's like what they're saying about, they said that Elon Musk is coming after free speech because he's, calling news outlets. Just because you're saying that the news outlets are full of shit, which they are, right? They're just fucking tabloids for politicians, and the same way when you read like a TMZ or something like that, which maybe TMZ's whatever, People magazines or whatever, the tabloids where they run the celebrities through the mud just to sell pamphlets. Why is this such a common known thing that we know that the celebrity pamphlets are full of shit, but then as soon as somebody has a news title and they're talking about politicians, we think, oh no, this is facts. No, it's all biased. They're trying to get clicks. They're trying to sell papers. They're trying to they're trying to make money appear out of thin air because they don't want to get real jobs. They don't want to get real jobs and go and build houses and shit. As I'm sitting here in my stupid little button up, talking into a microphone, asking you to go buy my book. Hey, actually, I posted a video. This actually makes me kind of happy because I posted a clip on YouTube where I'm talking about the 80-20 rule. If you go and listen to last episodes, you know what I'm talking about. So it's talking about the 80-20 rule, and then all these comments are like, fuck this guy. He's never worn a pair of boots to work in his life. This dude, blah, 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 blah. Basically, all these blue-collar guys just ripping me to shreds. And I was actually happy about this because they're all saying that I've never worked a day in my life, which makes me hopeful that the lizard people world will accept me because hopefully they will think the same thing because I've been a blue collar guy my whole life. I've only had one real office job really, and I hated it because I felt like I was just ripping people off, and that was just against my morale compass. I don't like ripping people off. I remember one of the final straws, this guy I was working with who was just a top performer. He got off the phone. He's like, oh, man, shit, that guy was smart. Basically saying that we're just trying to like take idiots' money. And it's like, I don't like doing this. It doesn't feel good. As much as it doesn't feel good being exploited by some mega corporation and some fucking lizard person billionaire sitting there. As much as it doesn't feel good being exploited, I'd almost rather be exploited than do. Well, no, that's a lie. But I have an easier time just gritting my teeth and just going to work and doing that, like working hourly, even though I absolutely freaking hate it, than me sitting there and like ripping off innocent people, dude. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. But anyways, oops, where'd my notes go? All right, I mean my notes go away, but they back from the back. I forgot what I was talking about. I think I was talking about going to war. I get off on these tangents, but that'll happen, dude. That'll happen when you do a podcast every week. But like I said before, I am anti-war because I am anti-climate change, and the war is contributing to climate change because it is not eco-friendly to go light off a bunch of rockets. And when war breaks out, the supply chain gets interrupted, and women won't be able to get their birth control pills. So that should pump the brakes on the warmongering Democrats for a little bit. So run with that. Take what I just said and go and spread it and act like you said it, because that's what we do. Kodak Black said that if Donald Trump asked for it, he would give him $1 million. And that shit, I don't know why it had me in stitches, because it was such a weird barometer to see if you fuck with somebody, you know? Like that was the most. I have these moments where I realize how white I am, and one of them was when one rapper asked the other rapper, "Would you give Donald Trump $1 million?" Two white people would never say that to each other, and that's fucking hilarious. It's like I was listening to this song. I can't remember who it was, some OG rapper, and he said, "I always answer no caller ID." Because it might be my boy from the pen. I was like, I've never had that thought. I've never looked at my phone and be like, oh, there's no caller ID. It might be my dog in the pen. Maybe that's a good thing. If anything, I would probably have like white collar criminal friends from that job I had. But yeah, dude, so I think he was a couple people. Basically a guy. I don't have my phone on me. Shit. A guy, a high up supervisor at my old job, is there was a news article about him. I didn't know the guy, but he was basically playing GTA in real life. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. Suspect in Camp Bullis breach arrested after attempted carjackings. A man suspected of breaching Joint Base San Antonio, Camp Bullis, on Saturday was arrested by San Antonio police minutes after attempting to carjack multiple people near Stone Oak Hospital, according to JBSA officials and police report. Person's name, which I'm not going to say it even though you can go look this up, is facing charges of aggravated robbery. What's the difference between aggravated robbery and robbery? One, you're just a little aggro, and the other one, you're happy and you're robbing people. Criminal mischief and attempted theft of a vehicle valued between $30,000 and $150,000. That's pretty vague, dude. That could be a Kia or a Range Rover. Police were dispatched to a major crash at Handy Oak Boulevard and Meisner Drive around 4:45 p.m. Saturday. And while an officer was en route, dispatchers noted callers were reporting a man attempting to steal a red Toyota 4Runner. When the officers arrived at the scene, he found two good Samaritans holding dude down, according to the police report. Hold on, it got way crazier. One witness told the officer that they heard a loud crash and saw a silver GMC flipped on its side, and when they went to check for injuries, dude attempted to get in their car and drive away. So they came and checked on his injuries, and he tried to carjack him. This guy is crazy. The same witness reportedly told the officer that they were able to stop him by ordering him out of the vehicle, but that he instead attempted to carjack another person. This guy's playing GTA IRL, dude. The second victim reported that dude had opened their passenger side door and, quote, asked for a ride to the hospital to see his wife. But then they told him he needed to get out of their car, the report says. This shouldn't be funny, but the victim said Thompson became... Oh, I said his name. Who cares? Opened the victim's driver's side, unfastened their seatbelt, and attempted to forcibly remove them from their car. You don't try that shit in Texas, dude. You're going to get killed. Police documents state, blah, blah, blah. He was unsuccessful in his attempt to get... He's just failing left and right, bro. And moved to the red 4Runner. He attempted to get the 4Runner through the passenger side, which was occupied by a 67-year-old woman. The woman attempted to remove the keys from the ignition to prevent him from taking the car, which was being driven by her husband. Seeing this, dude struck the woman in the face, causing her nose to bleed. Damn, what a scumbag. The woman's husband ran to her aid and was able to subdue him with the help of two good Samaritans. Oh, dude, he probably fucked him up. Imagine some dipshit that just crashed his car. You stop to check on him. Then he tries to carjack you. You say no, and then he punches your wife in the face. This guy deserves, if anybody's ever deserved prison, it's this fucking guy. And this guy was People I Know's boss. So maybe, I wonder if he was a dickhead boss. I got to figure out more there. They say JBSA officials say they believe he breached Camp Bullis access control point approximately 20 minutes earlier. In that incident, officials say Air Force security forces opened fire on a man who drove in their direction at a high rate of speed. Opposition flow of traffic. What the fuck was this guy thinking, dude? This guy's the real-life version of the shit that we joke about around here. Military officials said he was on the installation for several minutes, but did not harm any military personnel or destroy any property. So he drove into a military base to do God knows what. Then they started shooting at him, and then he came out and he flipped his car, and then while people tried to stop and help him, he tried to carjack them. This guy's a lunatic, bro. And he was probably making at least $200,000 a year at his job. Air Force office, blah, 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 handling. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I don't know, that had nothing to do with anything. Maybe we're talking about like mental health or something, but that's a hell of a way to go out, bro. I wouldn't go out. I'm surprised he survived that. Yeah, I'm very surprised that he survived all that. But I don't know. I guess that would be a way to go out. You know, people do death by cop. People do this whole like suicide by cop thing. Which is terrible to do to a cop. But I mean, it's one way to do it. Just drive into a military base and hope for the worst, I guess. If I were to ever take myself out, I would do it via Hillary Clinton. I would go to a Hillary Clinton speech like that one guy did, and I would just start yelling things at her like, hey, bitch, remember that time you posted a picture saying happy birthday to this future president, and you never became president, and we got Big 45, and then everybody started rioting and shit? Yeah. Anyways, how much time we got left? We got a couple more minutes. Let's go a couple more minutes. How do I say this? You know, I've always talked about the unfair treatment of Republicans, specifically the quote MAGA Republicans in America. And here's the biggest contradicting, hypocritical thing about it, okay? What is the difference between the Islamic terrorist attacks and January 6th, besides that one has happened multiple times and thousands of people have died because of it, okay? But then we get the same media coverage, the same people in government, where they talk about how just because a small group of people did something in the name of something larger, an example, Islam, so the victims are the people that weren't a part of the attack suffering from Islamophobia, right? So all the White House press secretary and shit like that, they're talking about, oh, there's all this Islamophobia going on. And I agree with that, okay? I agree that, but if you're still, so let's compare it. So then you get the MAGA Republicans, because a couple people stormed the Capitol, now anybody that votes for the people that think there's only two genders is a domestic terrorist? How does that make sense? How are you going to use terms like, I mean, it sounds like there's just, sounds like it's a case of like whitephobia, honestly, if you really think about it. Because what's the difference? If a group of people acted in the name of Allah and a bunch of people died, and then we can't say anything because we don't want to single out the people who identify with that group that had nothing to do with the attack, but then all of Trump's supporters are all bad because January 6th happened. And January 6th wasn't, I mean, it was so blown out of proportion, honestly. I mean, so what? The other day, there was like pro-Palestinian people, they went and took over the fucking Capitol. Should they have done it? No. And I mean, there's people going to prison for just even being there. That's crazy, dude. And meanwhile, none of the people just burning down the cities, you know, during the BLM riots and shit like that. I doubt any of them are sitting in prison. But anyways, all right, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. It is Friday. You've made it. You're about to embark on your weekend. I hope you're not doing shit this weekend besides doing whatever you want to do. Okay? Please be sure to leave a rating. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Dangerous Misinformation, and I will see you next week.